This is about defending democracy. This is no longer Democrats versus Republicans. What do you want your kids to believe in? There must be give and take.
This is White Flag with Joe Walsh.
My lovely bride has never liked the phrase, but I call myself a reformed gangbanger. These past 5, 6, 7 years, that's what I've called myself, a reformed gangbanger. I think things are dangerously divisive in America right now. I think things are beyond the point of dangerously divisive. I really do believe we're at each other's throats. And it's not just Twitter, it's not just Facebook, it's not just social media. I get out a lot. I talk to plenty of people a lot who are not on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or any of this stuff. And there's a real worry out there. There's a real sense that America has crossed a threshold. We've entered into this territory of division and violence that we as a nation haven't been in since the Civil War. People around America express that. No matter their politics, they express that. No matter how well informed or engaged they are, everybody to a degree feels it. The country's on fire right now. It's not just Twitter, and it's not just Facebook. I've played a role in helping to divide this country. I voted for Donald Trump in 2016. I come from the same, we all talk about and fight about and fight with and attack MAGA, the base of the Republican Party, what this Republican Party, what my former party, political party has become, MAGA. I come from that world. What is MAGA? MAGA is primarily white America pissed off and scared about where America is right now. And MAGA wants a strong man, a dictator, an authoritarian to give them back the America they always believed in, the America they thought we always were, the America of the 1950s. MAGA wants that back. That's what MAGA is. And MAGA wants a strong man, a bully, an authoritarian, a dictator to do it because MAGA, you've heard me say this before, MAGA doesn't believe. The Republican Party base no longer believes that the democratic process can get them that America back. I come from that world. I was a Tea Party congressman. Tea Party was the precursor to MAGA. I was a populist, hell-raising firebrand. I helped bring us Donald Trump. I come from the MAGA cult. The people who voted for Donald Trump voted for me. My friends, all of my former supporters and followers, they're all part of MAGA. They are MAGA. I left that world. I was part of that gang. I left that gang. Hence, I call myself a reformed gangbanger. I think it's important to identify as that because I think it's important for everybody to understand where I come from. It's important for us all to understand where all of us come from, because if we don't understand where we all come from, if we don't understand why we all think as we think, what makes each and every one of us tick politically, philosophically, we'll never sit down at a table and we'll never figure out how to maybe come together and maybe try to find some common ground. We cannot find common ground on issues like guns and immigration and race and gender if we don't understand where the other side's coming from. Why do they think as they think? Why do people think that transgenderism is a mental illness? Why do they think that way? Where does that come from? Why do people think that you can be any gender you want to be? Where does that come from? Why do people think we need to ban all handguns in America? People believe that. Where does that belief come from? I can't sit down with somebody and try to find some common ground on guns. Some big pro-gun control person, some person who wants to ban AR-15 or 15s or handguns or any kind of guns or get rid of the Second Amendment. I'll sit down with anybody of good faith. I'll sit down with somebody of good faith who thinks we should repeal the Second Amendment. I can't and won't do that unless I understand why they think that way. Where does that belief come from? We don't do that in America right now. We just get down to fighting and debating. And there are some well-intentioned people who will try to sit down with somebody and see if they can find some common ground on the issue of guns, but right away they go into the facts of the issue. Right away they go into the issue of guns. And then right away they run up against a wall. I believe what I believe, you believe what you believe. We can't find any common ground. They don't take this first step of asking each other and then listening to each other. Where do your beliefs come from? Why do you think the way you think? I was a gangbanger. Look, you know me politically. I'm still a conservative. I'm still a proud Tea Party, libertarian, limited government, free market believing conservative. I'm just no longer a jerk. I'm no longer an ass. I'm no longer divisive. I'm a reformed gangbanger. And I think what's really important for us as a country is to all get to this place, is to all politically, and look, if you believe as I do that America's in trouble, right? If you believe as I do that we have not been this divided since just before the Civil War, maybe you don't believe that, but there's a little bit of you or a lot of bit of you that believes we're in real trouble. No matter where you are on that spectrum, we have to get to a place where, in my prior life as a gangbanger, Democrats and the left were my mortal enemies. I wanted to destroy them. I didn't want to just defeat Barack Obama. I wanted to destroy him. I didn't want to just beat Nancy Pelosi on some piece of legislation. I wanted to take her down. We live in a day and age now where we do not want to simply win political victories. We no longer want to simply defeat our political opponents. We want to destroy them. In some cases, we want to kill them. We want to annihilate them. This is most pronounced on the MAGA right. the MAGA right is completely radicalized. They've given up on democracy and they want to destroy their political opponents. But I think we're all naive, and I think we're all wrong if we think it is only the purview of the far right, the MAGA right. There are plenty of people on the left who feel the same way about their political opponents. A gangbanger, as I once was, not only disagrees with people, I want to personally destroy the people I disagree with. A reformed gangbanger, like I am now, wants to have a debate, have a conversation, listen to the other side, try to work something out with the other side on issues like guns, immigration, whatever. And if I can't, a reformed gangbanger like me now, at a minimum, will understand why my political opponent on guns thinks the way she does. I'll appreciate, even though I disagree, her stance on guns. And even if I can't find common ground with someone on the left on the issue of guns, a reformed gangbanger like me, because I want to understand why she thinks like she does, will at least walk away from the table understanding that we have something in common, understanding that we're both human, understanding that we have a shared sense of humanity. We share basic humanity. You can be passionate in what you believe. I am. You can still be so committed and so outspoken in what you believe politically, and I am. You can make your case for what you believe, and I do. But you don't have to personally insult your political opponents. You don't have to attack them in an ugly, personal way. You don't have to want to see your political opponents destroyed, decimated, wiped out. We have to get to that place where we passionately hang on to what we believe in. We sit down at a table, firm in our beliefs, listening to the other side, listening to why the other side, gaining an understanding as to why the other side feels the way they do. And common ground or not, right? Common ground or not, we find common ground, we don't. Big deal, we understand each other. And more importantly, it's not personal. You're not my mortal enemy. I used to think, back when I was a flame-throwing Tea Party congressman, I used to think that people who disagreed with me politically were my mortal enemies. And I was determined to take them out. We can't think that way anymore. If we continue to think that way, then this country that's entered this dangerous new ground will never recover, will never unite. To a degree, all of us who are engaged in these political fights, no matter our politics, we're all gangbangers. We need to become reformed gangbangers. That's a big first step. That doesn't mean kumbaya, we've solved the immigration problem. It means kumbaya. We understand how our fellow Americans think, why they think the way they do. And we appreciate the fact that though we disagree, we're all human, trying to figure it out. That's a big first step. In fact, we can't get common grounds, we can't get at solutions until we take that step. Thanks for listening. Joe Walsh, White Flag with Joe Walsh. Couple favors. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I know I keep spouting this off every episode, but please do. It doesn't cost a thing. It's free. White Flag with Joe Walsh. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Listen to this podcast wherever you listen to podcasts, Spotify, Apple. Tell folks you know about this podcast. That would be great. Do me a favor. I've joined a movement called Starts With Us, a movement of people trying to do what I just spent the 15 minutes telling you we need to do, which is come together, listen to each other, understand each other, try to find common ground in this dangerously divided country, fight extreme division. Join the movement with me. Doesn't cost you a thing. You'll learn how to begin to do this. Go to their website, join the movement. Starts with .us/white flag. Starts with .us/white flag. Go there, join the movement. Join me and join the movement. We've got to do something about this beyond dangerously divided country. Thanks for listening. God bless. Be brave. Joe Walsh here, governmentauction.com. It's a live auction site where you bid against other people interested in land, jewelry, coins, all kinds of collectibles, even Rolex watches. Have you ever wanted a 40-acre plot of land in Texas or Wyoming? Governmentauction.com has it. If you're the winning bidder, you don't need to go through credit checks. You just make a few down payments, keep your monthly payments going for a few years, and the land is yours. While you're making payments, you can use the land just like you would if you owned it. I know I've always wanted a big piece of land where I could go and just hang out, hunt, or hang with my dogs. And it's easy to sign up and start bidding on something that catches your eye. Go to governmentauction.com. It takes less than 5 minutes. Governmentauction.com.